Hey guys, welcome back to Bello ZOO. Yes, we are continuing with some additions to the magnificent dome we done in the last episode, and I actually felt like I had the plans to do some additions to it, and when I was observing what I done in that last episode, I felt it is kind of flat, kind of hollow. It wasn't as much of a landmark as I thought it would be. I mean, if you are looking from like the bird's view, then it's definitely big and it looks great. And guests could see that from that raised path that goes behind the Jaguar area, and maybe from the Montebello top, which is still on my to-do list. However, from the bottom view, from the paths that go around, it feels pretty flat, like, you know, there is something there, but it does not feel that big or that significant. And I still had plans to add a couple of items to the dome, like an education center, like maybe some exhibits, some offices should be there, or at least an implied offices. So I really went for something bigger here, even though I tried to make it, just big enough not to be like too much of a disturbing or creating a lot of shadows everywhere. So I settled on this glass structure, which is always fun to do, and that's why I opted for the speed build here, because I wanted you to see how it is done. This is actually my first try on this building, and I feel pretty satisfied with it, so I kept that. It's always fun to make those domes, right? Because when you create just this one piece, like what I'm doing right now, it might look great, but then you rotate it around and it gives it completely different dimension, and you never know how it will turn out. So that's why I was pretty anxious to get it rotated and to see how it works. We are following what we already did on that flat dome. The theme, the materials, the colors. So nothing new there. A lot of girder support, a lot of white walls, and a lot of glass this time, because I really want there to be some sort of like a viewpoints inside or something like that. So definitely this is one of the bigger builds, or it might even be a longer episode, because we are not only adding this dome, but we are also adding the mysterious animal, which we kind of hinted in the previous episode, and you will see that in a minute. But I had some time on the weekend, I have to say. Usually I don't I'm not able to push out as much as content as I actually did this week. I even work on the Bello ZOO, you might know. That was because I had a spare weekend. My son was for a couple days with the grandmother, so I played maybe more than I should, but unfortunately that's coming to an end, and I still have my priorities set up, that gaming is just somewhere there, but still it's fun for me, and I would like to continue with that. So definitely, if you're not subscribed yet, it would help to grow my channel a little bit. If you can do that for me, maybe some comments, and like always appreciate it. I always try to reply as soon as I can to all of you, and I really do appreciate any comments, any suggestions you might have. So don't worry to join my Discord server, maybe, if you are into some chatting, and if you want to see some I have a dedicated channel in there with the sneak peeks. So I regularly post there some pictures of a work that is already done. However, it's, you know, like preview what's going to come in the next episode. So if you are into that, you will find it on the Discord server as well. And yeah, that's enough about me. Let's get back to the build. So when I finish this dome, it's the shape is kind of, yeah, it was kind of hard to connect both of the domes together, and I think I will show you the progress actually a little bit more when it's very incomplete, because the connecting two sides of the dome was really not an easy task. Different pieces from various groups were sticking to all directions, so it was kind of fun but also very tedious task. And then I did the animal habitat, and it was on the other hand very relaxing. So enjoy the rest of the speed build, which will go for like 30 seconds more now, I think, and I will catch you in the live part, guys, and we will continue with this episode, right? So we are in a live part here, and just a quick update really on the progress. I'm gonna keep the game paused actually here because there's a lot of stuff just in progress, and I don't wanna really ruin anything. So here's going to be our mysterious animal. Finally, I think we can reveal that the mysterious animal is going to be a tapir, Baird's tapir, yes. So maybe just a tad bit we will look at this little fella. Oh, he's so nice. I really like the tapirs. So I made a little pond for them. You see, there are some issues to be worked out. So this little pond is all concrete. I really think that this is more of a realistic look than just making some hole which would get muddy fairly quickly. So a lot of things to be fixed here, but overall I think you could now see that this is how I want it to look, and there's going to be two viewpoints, one from the top here and one underwater from here. So hopefully this will work out, but I want you to look at the dome, and you could see that there's a lot of parts sticking out at all kinds of directions. So this is really not easy task to do. Here's going to be our main path or so. To the top there's going to be the education center, and I need to cover up a lot of stuff, but right now I'm trying to focus on a small realistic details, such as these little doors which I made. You know, there has to be some way for some servicemen to some garden to go up there and take care of these overgrown plants. So this is here the little doors, and also I'm trying to keep up with the smokers. So we will put some door here, and this is going to be like little area for the smokers to go to and have a quick cigarette, and maybe even if you're not smoking, you could hide yourself in here just a tad bit. So this is really area that is fully enclosed in inside between the dome and what's going to be rock. This, I don't think the guests can see there, and we will make sure we were somehow separated from the guest part, but yeah, this is like a little sexy corner. So the top of the dome, I mean the big one, I've told you in the previous episode that I don't want any big structure in here, right? Not to get a lot of shadows in this corner. However, I think this is far enough, and yeah, I think we can work this out. You saw me speed build it. I've put some of this mosaic here really to get it some sort of colors and something more uniform than just all glass. So hopefully this is enough, and I think even from approaching from this side, it kind of works rather well. So we will see. Yeah, this is really just a quick progress update, guys. Yeah. Now we actually continue with a little bit of more speed build, and this is really fun, guys. This is fun because I had some fun with the paths. Really, I decided that the platform, or the second floor on the inside the dome, will actually be some sort of an exhibition area with the exhibits, and I placed them where the girders are connecting the bottom and top, and then I had to somehow make floor, right? But all those exhibits are definitely not grid aligned, so I could not use a path grid. Instead, I played with the paths and tried to connect as much area as possible, and that was fun. So it's a lot of going back and forth and creating and destroying here and there. So that was fun, and of course, because this path is raised, in the end it sticked out curbs everywhere, so I had to cover that up. However, that's not that simple, because I can make a floor in there and just raise it a tad bit to cover those curbs. They will work out, but all the guests will actually sink their feet into that floor a little bit, because they will still walk at the height of those paths. So I actually decided that, okay, this is fun, and we actually had some of that curbs curving around and creating some interesting drawings on that floor. So I decided I can actually cover it up with some more of those and hide it away. And basically make it look like it's a floor decoration. So that's exactly what I did, and in the end it looks kind of weird, but at the same time abstract and kind of okay. I like it in some weird way. So that's why I wanted to show you this, and I recorded this as a speed build, more of a by an accident, and it kinda just went this way, and I felt like I could show you this because it's really fun, and trust me, this is really speed up version, but to do all those paths and all those decoration, it was like an hour at least work actually. You can you are observing just very condensed timeless, which is okay, because I don't want to bore you through that, but I thought, yeah, this is a really interesting part of the build, and I'm glad I could actually show you in this speed build. Yeah, so not only did I have to hide all those curves, hide all those weirdly done paths, but I also had to cover all those pieces on the edges and clean up the edges. And that's probably it for this speed build, I think, and we can move to review the end product. Yes, let's move on. In front of the dome, or is it actually behind the dome? It's just the other way than where the jaguars reside. It's facing actually the mountains, so there's some pretty nice views from here, and we are in the end result of this episode, which is kind of finished, kind of not, and I will tell you in a minute, but for now, let's take a look. So this is the entrance of the dome, and there's a lot of stuff missing, obviously. There should be some benches, here should be some lights, some doors, etc. and so on. Well, let me show you around first very quickly. So toilet is here. There's supposed to be an education center, you know, some more chairs, maybe some you know, like a TV or some screen and some boards. Well, there is nothing here right now, and you can use these stairs to go up. Some flowers. Let's not lose time here, and this is what I made. 3 exhibits here. So let's take let's say a bigger picture here. So this is it, but I'm not happy with this, and I'm gonna scrap it. Yeah, I decided to go a different direction with this dome, which is really, I think, magnificent. It's a big structure which I really like, and I think it fits in pretty well. However, what's inside just doesn't do it, doesn't cut it, so I'm gonna delete most of it. The exhibits usually are not being built like this, and I feel for this big of a dome, you know, just 3 exhibits in there and nothing else, this is just a waste of space, waste of a big nice building which can offer much more. Exhibits usually resides in some of a, you know, small house maybe, which is very dark inside, so that the exhibits can be lightened up and you could see through the glass very nicely without any sun reflections and stuff. And I was more of a thinking here like some floating path among the trees with some monkeys roaming around and stuff. I wasn't really decided because capuchin monkeys we already have on the other place. However, now with the DLC being announced, yes, this is in I'm shooting this in exactly the day where the new Australian DLC, which is super exciting, was announced. So I'm actually thinking we might want to dedicate this dome to the Australian animals. I'm not decided yet, alright? I'm not decided yet, and it's going to have to wait for the next episode because I just couldn't do it all in one episode. And as you might notice from the actual caption and thumbnail, this episode is actually about tapirs. Yes, the tapirs, the wonderful tapirs. I really like those animals, so I think we should look more closely into their habitat and what I have done here, because this should be about poor tapirs. I know most of this episode was about the dome, so at least the structure and the exterior is done, and we are not going to change that, but we need to work on the interior. Now the tapirs, alright, so we have 2 viewpoints on the tapirs habitat, actually 3, but we will get to the 3rd one very soon. So this is the one when you are coming from the what is this, oh yeah, the South American bistro terrace, so you can have a pretty good look into their habitat, like the whole habitat. I closed off the other side going into the dome. Actually from that point I didn't want the guests to stand there or look from the big glass dome, so I fenced that off, and you can look from this, and this area on this side of the habitat will be more like a more private area. Let's just say the tapirs might not feel as much watched in here, and there are even some foliage which they can you know, hide. Of course some water, because the tapirs like the water, so they can swim. It's all concrete like I was already saying, and here's the most interesting and most sexy viewpoints from what the tapir habitat can offer. It's an underwater viewpoint, and it's pretty good. Oh, they got some food. Okay, let's get inside. So inside, what is here? Some bedding, some food, nothing else really. This is small, and it's, you know, for the emergency only, when they do want to sleep and they do want to you know, hide from bad weather or something. So you can observe that from inside the dome. it's right there. Nothing too good because the tapirs will spend their time mostly, I think, outside. In the water, you know, hanging there, hanging here. I've put some enrichment items up on this like a little island because I want them to come here for this viewpoint also. It's not big by any means. It's a small sexy habitat, I would say, and I really like how this turned out. I even made like a sliding door here, which looks pretty good to me. Pretty functional. So tapir it is, right? The mysterious animal. Of course I made some foliage around, you know, some paths here, and then we're going to work on this path which comes through some foliage. Maybe I'm thinking now with the Australian DLC out, we can even turn this area into some sort of a habitat. I know the Bello ZOO is pretty packed. I mean, usually you have a lot of like areas where you can just, you know, go around some foliage, some trees, chill out zones and such. We don't have many of those because this map is really, you know, not allowing me to do all of that, even though I know I have a lot of space in these sections, though for some reason I like this zoo to be actually kind of very tight, very small and dense. So maybe we will do some habitat here. I don't know yet. I don't know the DLC upcoming. I mean, I'm so excited. I really like kangaroos, I really like koalas and so on. So it offers so much, and I haven't had the time to think about it. If it even fits into Bello ZOO, so we will see about that. But we definitely have some exciting times ahead, and so if you like this episode, let me know in the comments. I'm always glad if I got any reactions, so any like, and if you're not subscribed, consider doing so to help me grow my channel. And behold, my tapirs, behold, you are welcome to the Bello ZOO. Goodbye.